Good evening and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham from past and present. Now, look, I could quite easily come in here tonight, being an Irish fan, and go, yeah, England are lost and all this, but I'm not. I want to do this into stream for the England fans out there and also for the Harry Kane fans out there, for Spurs fans to come on and have their say, and let's show some love to Harry Kane. Look, he missed the penalty. He needs our support now because he's going to be feeling like shit. He is one of our own. We should put he should, sooner we can get back to White Hart Lane so we can protect him, look after him, the better. I can also say I thought England were the better side in that game for the majority of the game. And look, for a kick here, you sadly have gone out of a World Cup. And look, I think personally, I think the referee was atrocious tonight. But look, we will get into that. Mia, how are you? And look, what's your thoughts on Harry Kane tonight? And what do you want to say as an England fan? What do you want to say about England and about Harry Kane?
Joe, what I would say is that I'm really proud of the boys because I think we, as England fans, any England fan wanted us to just go out there and give it our best and not shy away from the game. And I think that's what we did. I've got to be honest, I do think that's what we did. I think we didn't shy away. I think that we came out in that second half and we looked so much better. We looked stronger. I think even after their first goal, I've got to be honest, I think we started to play a bit better. So I think we should actually be quite proud of the boys, and we, should say that with our hand on our hearts, at least we did give it our all. And when it comes to Harry Kane, people, they need to stop because it's ridiculous. When it happened with Saka, I was gutted for the boy. Do you know what? My mum instincts kicked in and I just thought he's somebody's little boy. That's somebody's child. Like, that's, it's horrible to see somebody that young so upset. And now with Kane, seeing him that upset really made me hurt. I just felt hurt for him. And I just thought he's blaming himself. I know what Harry's like. He's going to be blaming himself. He's going to go round and round in his head. Why did I do that? Why did I miss that penalty? So I just think that, he's going to really blame himself. So he needs loads of support from everybody because there are going to be negative comments. And those people are ridiculous because they're the same people who called for everybody to be kind to Saka, to Rashford. Then ones that missed it at the Euros, people were going, no, we mustn't be horrible to them. So people should have the same compassion for Kane. Just because he's not as young and because he plays for Spurs, it's ridiculous that he gets so much abuse.
I mean, like we've got Carl Simpson here and said, look, he says we took it to the world champions and they were scared stiff, just took two chances, and that is all. And that's all it was. It was two chances against France started well, Mia, from my own point of view. Look, England looked a bit scared when they came out, to be fair. A bit nervous.
Yeah.
France started well, took the chances, they took the goal well, to be fair. And then they seemed to sit back. They thought 1-0 was enough. I think if England took their chances, I think you would have won it more easily. But look, everyone misses penalties. Harry's missed them before for Spurs. But for me, it's the referee. I thought the referee tonight was, and like last night as well, Mia, where did I find these referees from? Because he was fucking atrocious tonight.
He was awful.
If England had won and France had lost, I swear to God, the French fans would be saying the same thing about the referee. There was decisions both ways. They didn't get decisions. He was awful tonight, wasn't he?
He was, and it feels like he didn't have much control of the game. It felt like that once he started on that path of being a bit kind of like haphazard with his decisions, that he had to carry on, because if he didn't, then he wouldn't be consistent. So it's like, for consistency's sake, he just thought, I'll be haphazard anyway.
Hello.
And we've got Mia,
Hi, Ellie.
Ellie in.
Hello.
Ellie, we're talking about the referee. I just want to get this point here from Steve. Steve did, and I'll bring you in. These scoring records are meaningless. Love Kane, but 19 pens against the likes of Macedonia, etc. Not a patch on Lineker, Shearer, Rooney, Fowler. And relax, guys. Kane isn't going to be watching YouTube tonight. Look, Steve, look, let's
Right.
get one thing straight. Hang on. I want to say this point, then I'll let Mia and then Ellie in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Look, Harry Kane is one of our own. And if I want to come on and do a stream about Harry Kane and actually try to do this for the England fans to have their say, I will do one. I don't care if Harry Kane watches my show or he doesn't watch my show. Doesn't really bother me. I wanted to do this. So, do you know what I mean? For me, Harry Kane is as good as Gary Lineker. I think he's England's top. He's England's top goal scorer, though Gary Lineker has scored 10 World Cup goals. I think Harry Kane scored 5 or 6, but Harry Kane, there's another World Cup in him. I think Harry Kane needs a bit of looking after tonight because he has put it in for club and country. And Mia would say on the England side for him, and as a Spurs fan for myself, as we all, but from my point of view, he's always put it on the line for Tottenham. And I think I wanted to do this so that people can have their say and have their say on the match tonight and what they thought, and also show Harry Kane some love and support. And I think he needs it at this time because I tell you one thing. If anyone's going to be feeling gutted tonight, it's going to be Harry Kane. He will be in pieces tonight. So let's give him let's give him a bit of support and show him that somebody may be watching it and may say to him, "Look, come on, look, there's people. Tottenham still love you. Let's get him back to White Hart Lane.
Yes.
Let's look after him." Ellie, I bring you in now. What do you say to Steve D to what he says here?
I wanted to get in as well, Dermot, because you said it eloquently, right? But my take on it is none of those other players have won the World Cup either, so they can't hold their head up high and say they've won something because they haven't, right? So Harry Kane, right? I felt so gutted for him when he missed that penalty because you know that he wanted to score. And he was so willing to score that goal. But he just hit it wrong and it skied up in the air like the one he did at White Hart Lane recently, right? And that one wasn't as important. But do you know what? He played out of his skin, Harry Kane. He gave it his all. You can't ask for more than that because I just think he's getting a hard rap, right? And he was gutted. You can see at the end of the match how much it means to him. And they were shooing the camera away, weren't they, Dermot, so that they don't zoom in on his face. Because he carries his heart on his sleeve, that player. And he's been such a good servant for us and for England. So no one can criticise him. Not one person should be putting him down. We should be bigging him up. Yeah.
Mia, I mean, where do you go? Where do you as an England fan or as an England team, I'll come to you, Ellie, then on this, where do you go from here now? Do you want Southgate to go?
Here?
Yeah, I'll go with Mia first, then you.
Yeah.
Do you, Ellie? Do you want Southgate to go, Mia? Do you want him to stay? What do you want to happen now? Or is it too early?
Do you know what? The Southgate thing is a really difficult one because when you look, right, where he's got us as a team has been something that we haven't done for a long time. So to say to him, "Oh, you got to go," because obviously we have lost these games. I don't know. It's really difficult. It's such a difficult thing to think of because I think all managers make some mistakes, but he does tend to make mistakes. But it's about who we get in next and where we go. I don't know. I think it's just really tricky because we could get someone else and not do as well. We could keep Southgate and carry on doing well and progress. Do you know what I mean? So it's just really difficult, I feel, to sort of say one because the unknown, the grass isn't always greener. And I do feel like that the best we've been is been with Southgate. You've got to admit, like, the best that England have been is when we've had Southgate. We've got into like a final for the first time in so long, like, you know. So I don't know. I just think that I think that maybe sacking Southgate is what a lot of our fans want, though. A lot of them, and if there's enough pressure, I think it will happen.
I mean, Ellie, do you call what happened from this World Cup to the last World Cup progress?
I'm taking it from another angle from Mia. I think, yes, you can't complain because he has had the best record out of all the managers that have been recently appointed. But what I would say, at that crucial moment when he needs to make that crucial decision what to do, he brings on Raheem Sterling. And to tell you the truth, right, Raheem Sterling is not a bad player, but he's no Jack Grealish, because Jack Grealish can affect games. He can make that killer pass, you know. But the thing is, it's all relative because it all depends on what people think. Some people would think he's done the right decision by bringing on Sterling because he had a really bad thing that happened to him and he had the belly to get on that pitch and fight. But I was looking at Sterling and his body language was wrong. He just didn't look like he was up for it, right? And then I just don't know. I can put my finger on one thing, right? He doesn't make the right decisions, right? He put on, when we were in the Euros, he put on two penalty takers, at the last minute, and he left them cold. You know, there's certain little things that you can do, but you can't get over that France are a better technical team than us. You can see it. They're technically better. They can control the ball. They've got a little bit about them. They give a bit of shithousery. You know, when they have to give the shithousery, they give it and they get it over the line. We just haven't got that extra je ne sais quoi, like I told you earlier, Dominic. We need that extra bit, and we just haven't got it. You know, every time we fall at the final hurdle, and it's no coincidence that we do that. All right, this time we've fallen at the quarterfinal stage. Last time we fell at the semi-final stage, you know, and even before that, you go to Terry Venables' era, we fell at the semi-final stage. I think it was the quarterfinals, wasn't it?
No, semi-finals in Euro '96, and then the semi-finals. But Ellie, England have gone out. Yeah, England have gone out the quarterfinal times more times than any other
other nation. I know, and it's not a coincidence.
So what do you? I mean, I'll start with you in this, Mia. You, Ellie, and then I go to Mia. What do you put it down to, Ellie? What do you put it? Do you put it down to? I mean, look, you look at Harry Kane tonight, top goal scorer. Sadly, missed the second penalty for England fans. Do you know? And I am sorry for you because I do you know. I always want Harry Kane and Spurs players to do well in any tournament. So, do you know, I was supporting Harry Kane tonight. It doesn't mean I was supporting him, but I was supporting Harry Kane. Yeah. But what happens now, Ellie? I mean, do you know, do you send Harry Kane away sort of on a holiday turn to get away from it all? Does he need help? What would you do if you were Conte? What would you be saying to Harry Kane tonight?
I would say hold your head up high, Harry, because you're a fantastic player. He's been a fantastic servant for England and for Spurs, and he scored some brilliant goals. We can't forget that he's been such a brilliant player. You know, he missed a penalty, but lots of players have missed a penalty. Even more established players in terms of world football than Harry Kane. But what I would say is that we've got to all handle him because he's always falling at the last stage or just before the last stage, and it must be affecting him psychologically. When he was taking that penalty, I'm sure it was going through his mind and he was overthinking it.
Well, Ellie, I've just seen something on Twitter which is absolutely
it's horrible. I don't want to look at Twitter today because I know all the gooners will be on there slagging him off.
I've just seen
how dare they, Ellie? How dare they do that? When Joe, what? So many people supported Saka when things went when he missed, right? And I was one of those people. I went into mum mode because I just thought that's somebody's little boy, and I just looked at his little face and I just wanted to hug him. I didn't care what team he plays for in the Prem. I just wanted to hug him because he was one of our players and he was sad, and I wanted to hug him. So how dare they bring it up? Because if we bring it up, it's going to be turned over to be something else that it's not. But that's the problem, because I never I was never like that. Never was I. I
It
always
was
wanted to.
strange though, Mia, that he brought off Saka, and Saka was getting into the match. He was really fighting for the ball, and they were hacking him down, chopping him down all the time, pushing him, and he was getting up and he was going to the ref. What's going on? What's going on? You know, because
Ellie, that's what we can discuss that tomorrow, Ellie. That we've got a post-match show tomorrow. So I really just wanted to talk about the Harry Kane thing tonight and how we as fans can support Harry Kane. We're only on for another sort of 10 minutes. That's all. It's only a quick one.
Yeah.
How can we support Harry Kane tonight? I mean, Mia brought up a very interesting point. When all the thing was Saka, Tottenham played Arsenal in a friendly. And we gave Saka a standing ovation when he came on the pitch.
Yeah.
Now, I'm surely decent, respectful football fans all over the UK will support Harry Kane tonight. There will be fans from other clubs saying we'll be backing the England captain tonight.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's look at the positives, guys. I'll start with you, Ellie, very quickly, and then to you, Mia. He's become England's leading goal scorer tonight, equal Wayne Rooney.
I know.
And he's done it in 20 games less, I think, than Wayne Rooney did to break Bobby Charlton's record.
That's right.
How important is it for him to look on the positives instead of looking at the positives of tonight? Take the positives out tonight.
It's so important. It's so important, Dermot, because we feel for him as Spurs fans, but we feel for him as England fans as well. I know you don't support England, Dermot, but you feel for Harry Kane because he's one of our own, and he's been a star player throughout his career, and he hasn't had it easy when he first started, and he fought his way to the top, and he's right at the pinnacle of football in terms of goal scoring players. He's nearly beaten Jimmy Greaves, the great Jimmy Greaves. He's nearly equaled his record. I think he's 7 or 8 away from equaling his record. You know, this is a player he's not just a striker, he's a footballer. If he was in the French team, they'd be hailing him as a god. You know, but the thing is, we are very critical in England, and you'll see on Twitter there'll be so much anti-Kane hatred, and it's not fair because the guy, I love him. I absolutely adore Harry Kane, you know, and I said this before, and I even put him in front of Højbjerg. And Højbjerg, you know how much I love him, but I never say that on screen normally, but I do because I respect him with all my heart. And I was so gutted when he missed, because it was just like my heart dropped for him, not just for him, for England, but for Spurs as well, because I know when he comes back, he'll want to prove a lot of people wrong, and he'll have a fire in his belly. I'm sure we're gonna cheer him on all the way, us Spurs fans, because he's one of our own.
I think so, Ellie. I just want to put this comment here, Mia, before I come to you. Carl Simpson says, I love the fact that people say that comparisons, we went out to World Champions League at England, but what about world-class countries that choked out this tournament and in Italy didn't even get there? Look, I agree with that, Carl. Look, I wasn't trying to have a dig at England saying about 7 World Cup semi-finals, but it was something that me and Ellie were sort of talking about, and it was sort of trying to make a point about Southgate and how far he's actually took you as a country for where you were for when he took over. So it wasn't a dig at all at you or England or anything. I think England were unlucky to lose tonight. I think if you had taken your chances, I think you would have won quite easily. I mean, the stats here. I mean, I've got the stats here, and the stats are quite. But I mean, 57%. You have more possession. You have more corners, more shots on target. You had more passes. So you really played the world champions off the park. Look, for me, Harry Kane has to go away, have some time off, get his head right, come back to Spurs, and he will come back all guns blazing because he's going to want to prove people wrong. And the first game back at White Hart Lane, we need to give him a massive, massive ovation and really show him that we care. Mia, look, what do you think now Tottenham should do with Harry Kane now? should Tottenham now should wear into action and start getting people ringing him and looking after him and making sure that he's okay, why he's out there? Do you think Conte will be on phone to him tonight, him or Paratici?
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to check up on him, make sure he's okay, because obviously they're going to see that obviously he was upset, because when Hugo went up to him, you could see how upset he really, like, he was gutted. And to be fair to Hugo, he didn't spend long with the French team, and he did go quite quickly over to Kane to say, like, are you all right? You know, you could tell that he genuinely was caring about him. So I do think that we need to obviously make sure he's okay, but I do think he probably needs a bit of space as well, a little bit of space and a bit of time, because sometimes you've got to figure things out yourself a little bit. When you get yourself into a bit of a rut, you need your family around you who love you, because don't forget, we love him as a player, we like him as a person, but we don't know him. But the people who truly love him, like his wife, his children, he needs them around him, because that will make him feel better, because it will give him that, you know, I've got people who truly deeply love me and they can support him. And I think they're probably the best people to support him. He needs a bit of space away from football, be with his family, get with people, be with the people that love him, you know, go and do some fun stuff with the kids while he's got a little bit of a chance, maybe, because I think that will probably help him, to be fair.
This might put a smile on both your faces. Shamu's put, rumour has it Neymar still waiting to take Brazil's 5th penalty. What do you listen, guys? We'll talk about more about England tomorrow in our post-match show. We'll go more in depth than that. Look, semi-finals now, guys. We've got Morocco. Morocco against that team across the water. From you.
Yeah, that team that's a bit too close across the water for me, to be fair. I can see on a clear day, I can see them. So I might send over some bags of dog poo
over to there tonight. Now she'd be lining them all up on the beach, right, about 3 o'clock in the morning, and she'd be sending them, flying them over, right.
I was contemplating going
and
over.
Then you've got Argentina against Croatia, which we are going to do watch-alongs for both semi-finals and the final next week. So we're going to cover everything on this channel. Look, for me, I've always backed Argentina all the way for the start of it. That's my team to win the World Cup. Ellie, look, sorry that England are out, and I really feel for Harry Kane, but I am genuinely sorry that England are out for you.
Yeah.
Which other team now you're going to be supporting to win the World Cup?
I've always said I've always got a special place in my heart for Argentina, right? So we've got the boy Romero playing for them as well, so that's an added bonus.
Yeah.
But even if we didn't, I would still want them to win, because I love the way they play and I love their fans. Their fans are incredible. They're like ticket tape kings of the world, you know. They get into it. I know other fans are good as well, but those Argentinian fans, there's something else. And they like drag the ball, they suck it into the goal, you know, with their enthusiasm. I just if not them, I would really like Morocco to win it, because my husband's got a player called Elias Chair, who's not had the look in yet, but he's played for QPR, and you know, the Moroccan team, they're such fighters. They remind me like 12. They're like 11 Højbjergs. Do you know what I mean? And that Amrabat, who we're going to buy, oh my God, he's such a good player.
Oh Lord,
I'm not
Carl
surprised
Simpson,
we went
even in your pain, you're still making laughs.
The ref of the Argentina versus Holland game is still handing out. You know what? He probably went into the dressing room and gave them all red cards.
Yeah. So you're going for Argentina, Mia. Who you going to win the World Cup? Who would you?
I would probably want. I would like Croatia. I think. Yeah. I've just, because obviously I was talking actually, and someone thought I had like I've got anything against Argentina, because obviously my dog is a very confused dog, because he's French, he's named after an Argentinian, and he lives in a Cypriot house. So my dog's a very confused little boy. So
all we need now, Mia, is for Cyprus to qualify for the next World Cup. Then
that would be amazing. I'll be so happy. But
Island Cypriot in the first game of the World Cup.
Well, look, we're an island, just over 700,000 people on our side. I think it's 720,000 on our side. So half of those are women. So we've only got 360,000 men to choose from.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a lot, is it?
Final.
Yeah, Morocco-Croatia final would be brilliant. I'd love to see it because I'd love to see some team like Morocco go through as well because I think that it'd be really good for them. Like I think I would love to see that.
We've got Carl Simpson said Perisic has been balling. Perisic has been absolutely unbelievable this World Cup, and so is Romero as well.
He's
by
been
the way,
unbelievable. I know.
Mia, you've got a new best friend who will be joining us for that semi-final. Shamu,
Shamu, bad Spurs.
Croatian all day to knock out Brazil, Argentina, and to lift the World Cup. Be the second smallest nation to win it. Yeah.
They've only got just over 4 million, and say half of those are men, so they've got 2 million men to choose from.
They've got a bigger. We're bigger nationwide. We're bigger with population than Croatia.
Yeah, you are.
Sad, and we can't even get to a fucking World Cup. Anyhow.
Yeah, that's because you're all too busy drinking fucking Guinness. That's why.
We're the best country for no banter tonight, Mia. If you want to start, I will start, no problem. But I was trying to be respectful tonight.
You said about Irish and why you can't get in it. I didn't say you wouldn't be able to get into the World Cup. You said about the World Cup and you not being in it. I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say nothing about it.
Mia, nothing against Guinness because it's not actually the black stuff, it's the red stuff. Because I
don't like Guinness. I'm not a fan.
It's actually crimson red. The colour.
Anyway, so look, this was only a quick show tonight to show support to Harry Kane. Listen, Mia and Ellie, listen, I just want to say to you, I'm sorry England are at the World Cup. All right.
Yeah, you're not that sorry though, are you?
Well, I am literally.
They've got fireworks in my area, so there's a lot of French people firing off fireworks tonight.
I'm gonna go and play my Xbox after this and just think about.
Have you got some fireworks stashed away?
Yeah. Carl Simpson
celebrate England going out.
I just see Michael Flatley river dance behind you. Yeah, he was. Yeah, hang on.
Oh my God.
Sit down for a
Carl Simpson.
But look, and Roy Park says he loves Guinness.
I love Guinness too.
Ellie, thank you for joining us for this. I know it's only a half an hour show. I'll be only on for half an hour, but that's all we're doing.
I was only going to go to bed.
Are you back on with us tomorrow, Ellie?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm wearing the shades because I haven't had much sleep and my eyes look sullen. So I'm wearing the shades because I didn't want to scare the viewers. You know what I mean? I've just got over COVID. Yeah, of course I will. Yeah. But I look a bit pale and ashen because I'm COVID-y. But the main thing is the love for football overrides COVID. Come on. Dermot is going off to play with his joystick.
Yeah.
Carl,
that's up to him, isn't it? What he wants to get up to.
I'm telling you,
that's true, Mia.
I'm voting him to become the next stand-up genius because he's brilliant.
Well, to be fair, they're not going to watch Ireland in the World Cup, are we? So he has to do something with his life.
You know what? The Irish are good at Guinness, aren't they, Mia? They're very good at Guinness.
Guinness and parties. They're very good at parties.
Well, that's got rid of them too.
He's cut us off. Oh my God.
You're back again.
I was just about to say how good you are at parties because Irish parties are like no other. They're like Greek. They're like a Greek family. Yeah,
Irish shindig.
Don't it remind you of Greek though, Ellie? It reminds me of Greek people.
Irish people who care, like when we did our charity stream about people that are, they've got a very good heart, the Irish people, for people that
have.
Can I just say also on that point while we're on, that GoFundMe is open for another couple of hours before it closes. So if you can, the link is in the top of the corner of the YouTube channel. It will close at midnight tonight. Yes. We're hopefully going to make an award to the charity by next Friday. That's my timeline.
Come on.
How far are you off the target?
We've hit the target over a week
ago.
Yeah, we're trying to get we're trying to get up to 1,200. We're trying to give them a bit.
Amazing.
Come on.
So we're at 1,009 at the moment. So we're trying to get to 1,200. So if you can get to that over that little 200 mark, that will mean everything to us and the charity people. Christine and another mammy will be on next Friday when she wants to come on and say thank you. So they'll be doing the thank you show. We're back tomorrow with we're actually proper post-match quarter-final show, World Cup show, where we're going over all the World Cup games.
Yeah.
And then we're back on Tuesday with the first semi-final. We're back on Wednesday with the second semi-final. And then we're back on, I think we've got a few shows next week. And then we're back on Sunday for the World Cup final, whoever that may be. And yeah, thank you for joining us on this short show. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening.
Thank you to Carl.
Again to all the England fans. Sorry for your loss tonight, but there's always the next World Cup.
Joe, I feel like that feels like a bit of a sorry, not sorry. That's what that feels like.
No, I'm genuinely sorry. And please look after our Harry Kane because he needs looking after. Come on, you Spurs. He's one of our own.
Sleep with one eye open tonight.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What, Ellie? What did you say?
I said bye-bye, Carl, because I love him. He makes me laugh. I'm going to go to bed.
I'm sorry.
Now.
I've got to do this, Ellie. You haven't been on for a while, and I meant to close the show off like this, so I do apologise.
All right, okay.
Here we go.
That's my man.
That fella, right, who just goes.
Oh, no. Do you know what? I'm going to go in that section in the next home game, and I'll scout him out. I will, and I'll get an interview with him.
Yeah, please do, because we've got Shmoo saying whiskey. We've got Carl Sampson saying Ireland to beat exports. Declan Rice, and I'll tell you one thing. I will go into it more tomorrow. I thought Declan Rice had a bloody brilliant game tonight.
He played brilliant.
Carl saying what eye? Probably my left eye because my right eye saw. And Carl said, "My mind is purely back on Spurs."
Yeah, now. True, Carl. I'm going to be cheering on Spurs from now on.
Mia, thank you for popping on this late for us, doing this little show for us. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Thank you as well.
Well done, Mia.
Again, hard luck. You know, the better team lost tonight, and that's generally, I mean, that the better team.
I'll tell you what, Dermot, I had a chat with Mia's mum earlier today, and she is hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah. she's just as hilarious as her daughter Mia, and you're both a double package. That was brilliant when I spoke to you, Mia, and your mum.
Because the thing is, I can understand Greek, so I knew what you were saying, so I could understand what you were saying.
Yeah, good. If you need any Greek lessons, £5 an hour. I'm cheap.
Ellie, when you get back to your ladies' show, just so people know.
Yeah, on Monday. Tomorrow, I've got to go to something at 11:30. So soon after that, I'd say 4 o'clock would be a safe time to do that.
So back on Monday at
4 o'clock on Monday. Yeah,
Ellie's ladies' show.
I'll send you a few things to load up for me, Dermatron.
And then we're back there. So listen, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening.
And
we're back tomorrow at 2.
Can Mia come on the show with me at 4 o'clock? Would that be okay for you?
We can just get at the back after the show, Ellie.
Yeah, we'll do that after the show. Yeah, lovely. Yeah. All right then. Nice one.
All right, see you later.
Thank you. Pierre Emile Højbjerg bit again.
No, I'm closing the show properly now.
Oh,
right, see you later. All right, bye.
All right then.